Hello everyone, a very good morning, good afternoon and good evening to all of you. This is your host Vaibhav. In today's session of JForex Indicators Explained, we are going to see the uses of indicator named as fractal lines indicator. From the name, you can make a guess that this indicator is one of the derivative of the fractal indicator, which is more commonly known indicator of this series. We will see how this concept of fractal has been incorporated in this fractal lines indicator to look for the opportunities to trade in the market. Let us now head to the JForex 4, the trading platform from the Dukascopy Bank SA. This is the chart of the Euro USD with the each candle period defined at hourly. Let me add this indicator, fractal lines. All you have to do is a quick search, type in fractal lines, and here it comes. Okay. Now if we look at the charting of this indicator, you will see that this indicator gives us a price band. Sometimes the price is within the band, sometimes it is out of the band, either on the higher side or on the lower side. So you get three kinds of situations here. The price can be in between the lines, price can be above the line, and price can be below the band using this fractal lines indicator. So you have three clearly defined scenarios: the bullish trend, the sideways trend, and the bearish trend, depending on the strength of the move, strength of the momentum. And as expected, you can make an informed guess that when this price action is happening above this upper band of these fractal lines band, then that is going to be considered bullish, strongly bullish, you can say. And when the price is unfolding below this lower band line, then the price is considered strongly bearish. When the price developments are simply unfolding in between these lines, then those are the scenarios of sideways momentum being prevalent in the underlying instrument. So depending on how things are shaping up, how strong the momentum is, we will have these fractal lines indicator giving us trading opportunities. If you are well aware of the fractal concept, then you can remember, or you might be remembering, or even if you are not well conversed with the fractal concept, let me explain to you one more time. The fractal formation takes shape when we have a cluster of five candles, or you can even increase the cluster of the candles. So basically it starts with a combination of five candles in which you have two higher highs or lower higher, not higher, when you have the lower highs on both sides of a high. Whenever there is a swing high and the adjacent candles, the two preceding candles and two subsequent candles are lower compared to the recent high, and when we have a similar formation but in an inverted fashion, when we have the candle low being preceded by higher lows and then subsequently two higher lows, so we get a fractal low. And using these fractal points, the lines are drawn as long as the price doesn't really break below or above these fractal levels. We get these price band till a new fractal formation takes shape. So these lines are drawn simply by using the fractal levels, though fractal levels are joined to get us a fractal price band. So unless and until a new fractal takes shape. We see the existing fractal levels being joined by these lines. And when you have a fractal level, prior fractal level giving way and a new breakout is happening and the price is able to sustain the momentum, we will have this kind of moves where the breach has taken place and then the price continue to trend in that same direction. So whenever the strong bullish trend is there, the new fractal will take time to form on the chart, and as a result of that, we can go for the buy trades to exploit these strongly bullish momentum. And when we have bearish momentum and the price has broken below the prior fractal level, and if it is continuing to trend, we won't be seeing the formation of a new fractal. Till that time, we can keep looking for short selling opportunities in the market. So that is the simple logic, simple concept of this indicator to work with, and using that concept, we can go for the trading decisions. And when the price is caught in between the prior fractal levels, when the price moves are shallow, the things are not really moving much. In those kind of scenarios, in such circumstances, we will have these narrow bands formed using the fractal lines, and the price more or less will be contained within these bands. So you will have the fractal lines also working well in a sideways market, so you will be in a position to avoid loss making trades as long as the momentum is sideways. So you can consider that the price moves are going to be shallow, and it is better to keep the developments in mind and trade accordingly. We don't really have many indicators of such types where you get three clear-cut levels defined for you, and this is one such indicator where you get this distinction. In most other indicators, you get either buy or sell signals, and the price then has to consolidate, but the indicator doesn't really give us a good idea of the consolidation, whether it is ongoing or if it is likely to take place. So that is one advantage of this indicator in comparison to the other indicators. And I give you simple examples here. If we simply look at the price action in today's trading session, for most part of earlier today, we had this Euro USD price momentum in between these fractal lines. Then after the release of US GDP data, there was sharp move which pushed the euro lower, closer to 1.1, and that was the only time when the euro was trending. So we had this strong move, and if you had gone for short selling trade, you would have indeed been able to make money. After the price stabilized, we saw the euro USD entering into this channel. So that gives you the idea that the momentum has waned and it is likely to remain in this channel, or it might go for a new break, but you should wait for new breakout to take place, and go for the new trade only when there is a fresh breakout. So in this kind of scenario also, you get these data points clearly defined for you, so you know where the momentum is strong and where the momentum is weak. So it is better to trade with the strong momentum and sit on the sidelines when the momentum is quite weak. So that is one advantage of this indicator. Now let us see what we can do in terms of the editing. If you want to edit this indicator, you get this option of varying the number of bars on each side to form the fractal, and then those fractals will be joined to make the fractal lines indicator work for you. So you can increase, not decrease. I think one will be too volatile, so the two is a minimum requirement to keep these indicator stable. Then if you feel like, you can go on to increase the number of candles on each side, and accordingly you will have this indicator working out quite differently. Now as I have increased the number of candles on each side to 5, you are seeing that the fractal lines formation has changed a lot. It has become a lot more stable, and you will have the breakout happening quite quite infrequently in comparison to the breakouts you get when you are using lower number of candles on both sides of this indicator. So that is one clear cut difference, working with the less number or more number of candles on both sides for formation of the fractal to take shape. The concept is simple. When the price is moving below this lower band of the fractal lines, then it is strongly bearish, and when the price is moving above this higher band of the fractal lines, then it is strongly bullish, and when it is in between, then it is simply considered sideways. So that is a simple takeaway from this formation. Now let me edit it again. You can go back to default setup. Output, you can go for different types of color combination. Even the existing color combination is quite good, but if you feel like, you can change it. You can go for even different styling combinations. You can go for a dotted line or a plain simple line. So all these options are there. Width can also be increased or decreased. Transparency can also be varied. You get all these options. Levels, we don't really have any predefined level for this indicator, and it will be pretty difficult to define a singular level which we can keep in mind, as the lines will be drawn simply by using the price of the instrument. So it is difficult to add levels to any price moves. Advanced, recalculate on new candle only, as this is a indicator which waits for two candles to take shape even after a new swing high or low has already formed. We will always have some lag, and this option is not going to make much of a difference. Highlight the time period zone. Whatever is your calculation period will be highlighted. Calculate from custom data. You can vary the instrument, candle period, and the spread side. So you can simply use from the chart, or you can specify, customize these options for more customization of the indicator as per your preference. Suppose, for example, you want the calculation of the indicator to be done with each candle of 15 minutes, even though the chart is of hourly, you can do that as well. Now this is the charting formation with these fractal lines drawn on the chart with the candle period defined at 15 minutes. Even though the chart's candle period is 30 minutes, we have the calculation of the fractal lines with the candle period of 15 minutes only. So this is one key difference. It is taking more time for the fractal lines indicator to plot. Now here we have it, and you do get to see the difference. Even though the price action is defined as per the hourly candle period, we have this indicator calculation being done with each candle period defined at 15 minutes. Now I am going to restore it back to use from the chart. Show indicator on all the periods. Suppose if you want this indicator to be available on all the candle periods, whenever you vary the chart's candle period, you can do that. Or else you can specify the particular candle period on which you want this chart to have this indicator, and only on those time frames you will have this indicator visible. Now as I have changed it to 30 minutes, it's not, but again on 15 minutes you will find it. 5 minutes or 10 minutes or for any other candle period, it won't be there, because we have only opted for hourly and 15 minutes as the time frame on which we want this indicator to be available for us. Now again